I read Images Spawn 8 by the story by Alan Moore and the art by Todd McFarlane, and it's called In Heaven. So it started off, and it seems as the killer here, I forget his name, what's his name again?
Billy Kincaid.
Billy Kincaid. It starts off, he's almost like really upset and doesn't think he deserves the punishment that he's getting, because he's thinking that like it's just, I thought it was funny here how he says there must be like a constitutional right against this. And I was interested in how like his body seems to grow and like form in the sack that he's in. And when he first comes out, I thought it was really interesting because it was all like green and brown, and throughout the story, like it's normally that, but when it switches and they get like deeper into the hell, it goes closer to red. And so it seems like he hasn't lost his habits of killing anything, but he almost immediately kills this, he said, four-eyed lizard thing and take its clothing for his own. And then he meets this family, and there's a woman, a man, and I think a couple others, but the main two are the woman and the little girl here. And he seems immediately interested in the girl at the very end because he kind of clings on to her, because obviously those are like the only other people he has in hell. But since he's a girl and he likes to kill them, he's really like almost attracted to her. And then through the story, each one of them seemed to get picked off one by one, and that's when he learns about the 10 spheres. And I thought this was really interesting because it helped me visualize like what the story is about and like the different worlds and the demons that live there. And the other stuff about like how hell doesn't have any sun was interesting to me, because it's like they're trying to really make it different than Earth and fantasize it. And then the different like twists and turns, how like someone can become like so happy, especially like the woman when she gets eaten by the rock. I thought that was like kind of crazy because I wasn't expecting her to just like die that quickly. And he seemed shocked by it too, which is interesting because it's just him and the girl left, which leaves his like tendencies back when she falls asleep next to the fire. And like I said at the beginning of this, I thought it was super cool because you can see how it's slowly turning to red and like deeper colors. When in the beginning it started to green and it slowly fades into it, which I kind of think reminds me of how like he's getting closer and closer to his breaking point, which is obviously here when he goes to attack the child. And then I was so surprised when this like demon came out of it, and I thought she was like a doll because of how she was breaking apart, and I didn't even realize she was like another demon until I flipped to this big page. And I was a bit confused on how Billy Kincaid reacted, because I wasn't sure like if he was surprised or he was happy, but then I realized he was like truly scared. Even though he knows the girl was a monster, he still tries to follow what the monster said earlier by climbing up the tower. It means he might be like a little bit ignorant. And I like this page because it shows like the numbers, and it can really help you like follow the storyline throughout it and like the different worlds. And I'm a bit interested by like what the 7th sphere is about, because it says to not ask about it. And I really like this image here because it's just so bright, and you can tell how dangerous this monster really is with like its mouth wide open, and it makes Billy Kincaid look so small when compared to like the other images. He kind of looks like in similar size or similar power. And this I found super interesting because you can see like the transition into Spawn, and there's images and drawings of Spawn earlier in the novel, or in the comic. So it's cool to see him like transform into the one thing that he was like scared and nervous about. And then I think my favorite imagery in the comic is the very last page. You can see all the different spawns, and he's just another one to the pack, and he doesn't mean anything anymore. And he's now like towered by these like big monsters, and this is when he realizes he doesn't have any power and he's just stuck here. Yeah, so that was